classic film noir. It was a genre that came out of World War II and the Depression. The idea was to take a classic noir male hero and to explore that as a woman, as a Latina, and as a LGBT woman. The movie is a film noir, neo-noir, about a woman, Raquel, a veteran. Like many of the classic film noir heroes, she returned from the military with psychological scars.
Raquel is a person who's been hurt. She's broken.
When the movie begins, she dreams of becoming a beat maker, but she's fallen into this rut working for her brother-in-law, this drug dealer named Ulysses. Ulysses runs a money-cleaning operation for what is probably an unseen, larger drug operation, and he has employed Raquel for the last couple of years. She basically handles his money, she cleans it for him.
Ephraim and Raquel, they've been working together with Yuli for about 4 years or so.
Ephraim, he sells drugs for a living. His best friend is Raquel, and he plans to escape his lifestyle through Raquel's talent, which is producing music.
He's also her rapper in their music duo.
They want to get out of this underworld.
And so Raquel and Ephraim go out and they go to these like fly-by-night music companies trying to sell their music, and they're not doing very well. And one day she's out at one of these companies by herself, and she ends up meeting this would-be singer, Veronica. Raquel is already living with Giselle, and they're in a relationship which is, you could say it's pretty loveless, and it's kind of run its course. Maybe you'd say it's codependent.
Giselle is Raquel's partner. So they've been together about 8 years at this point, and she is at a rock bottom, medicating herself through alcohol, painkillers, and it's a very rocky relationship at this point.
Raquel, she kind of goes down this path of getting to know Veronica.
And she falls in love with her.
Her having all these feelings again and like things sparking up that hadn't sparked up in a long time makes her feel like, oh, wait a second. I deserve to be happy too, at the price of betraying her partner. And she learns that Veronica has her demons too.
Veronica tells Raquel that she's in LA, sort of on the run from some very dangerous people who she owes a lot of money to.
Veronica is someone who I think is a victim because she's, clearly in a bad situation, but she's still manipulating other people to, kind of get out of her situation. So it's kind of like a moral gray area.
Larry is not one of the more friendly characters in the film. He believes himself to be an entrepreneur of such, always looking for the next big paycheck.
Raquel, ultimately wanting to save her, steals money from Ulysses.
Ulysses is Raquel's boss and Ephraim's boss. He has a younger sister named Giselle, who Raquel is dating.
Yuli and Giselle are very close, and Giselle knows what would break her brother.
Raquel steals from me to help Veronica out. I get concerned about what is happening, and so now I become a threat to Raquel if I find out that she's the one that's stealing from me.
I think what differentiates these characters from a stereotypical depiction of a Latino criminal is that we really made an effort to put in the writing a real psychological journey. In the classic film noir, under the surface, there's the theme of fatalism, the characters who cross the line and who sin, and ultimately they're doomed. But in classic noir, those themes are very much under the surface. And so what we wanted to do in updating noir was to take those themes, these themes having to do with the consequences for your sins, and bring them to the surface. The film is about karma in that sense. The main character, Raquel, is somebody who's really struggling with the question of right or wrong. She crosses the line for somebody that she loves.
Is she in a position to really help her? No, but does she want to help Veronica and be that person for her? Yes. Does she want to, Veronica to trust her and love her the way that she feels for her? Yeah.
She's trying to help Veronica, but she's doing things that might be considered not so good in order to help her, but it's like, is that for the greater good? Is that, it kind of becomes more convoluted at that point.
Whatever happens with Raquel's life in the film and all the cheating that she does and the adventures that she goes on, it gets her into all this trouble. as she's scared.
Then she's wondering all the things that happen to her, all the consequences of that. She's wondering, is this just consequences, or is this karma coming back to get me?
Karma for her is the only way to live life, and she truly believes that she will have what she deserves, all being good, because she is a good person on the inside.
We were trying to deliver a very subjective experience in the sense of putting the camera in places where Raquel would be, and trying to put the audience in her head visually.
Francisco and I approached the visual language by starting from the very basics of 1970s gritty take on the film noir. So we referenced a lot of early Scorsese, and we tried to incorporate more contemporary themes. Obviously, it's a female story. Obviously, it's a queer story. So working with the production designer, Marina Perez, she and I really tried to incorporate the female gaze.
The main character was a female and she was queer. So it adds on a lot of nuances that we both tried to respect. We tried to erase a little bit the boundaries of what was femininity and what was masculinity, and just create a world that was a little bit more gender neutral through the colors.
The scene that describes sort of the female gaze I'm talking about is when Raquel and Veronica are recording the music in the bathroom, and it's pretty abstract and it feels hyper stylized. It's pink and it's purple. And what we were really trying to capture in that moment, that there's a romance going on here and they're falling in love.
There are a lot of ways that our own personal life experiences impact our work. And so when you're creating something, a work of art, it's natural that some of your own biases, some of your own experiences, some of your ways of looking at the world, which is where this sort of concept of a gaze, a male gaze or a female gaze or another gendered gaze, comes from. And so I think it's critical that in telling a story about a particular kind of character, you want the gaze, you want the worldview, you want the way that the film is put together to mirror that. You want to be able to actually get inside the psychology of the character by quite literally seeing the world the way that they do.
I think you try to find the humanity and the specificity in whatever character you're helping bring to life in the process of editing. It's just very refreshing to be able to be part of a project in which you're giving voice and shape to people you would not normally see.
10 years ago, even probably 5 years ago, it was almost inconceivable that you could make mainstream Hollywood films with people of color in leading roles. And thankfully, long overdue, that has finally changed. And what we're seeing now is a lot of movies and a lot of stories that frankly people wouldn't be able to see or enjoy or experience even a few years ago.
We hired people who were actually the thing they were playing. So, actors who are playing LGBT characters were actually LGBT.
The fact that the lead is Latina is a huge deal.
As a little girl growing up and building her dreams, this was my dream. My dream was to see someone like me play the lead role.
I've known Sophia for almost 20 years now. Started working with her when I was still a film student. A few years ago now, many years ago, she was like, Cisco, let's make a movie together.
It started at a coffee shop with a few ideas that I had.
She started telling me some experiences that she had, and the more I heard of them, I was like, well, if we take them and kind of run with them and kind of take dramatic license, there's kind of a neo-noir here. And using my experiences working at the very low level of the music video industry in LA, and people I met who had 1 foot in the music industry, 1 foot in crime, and using her experiences as well to rework those ideas and update them a bit and just explore them in a context that we haven't seen before. I always saw the visuals really combining with the music, whether it's the music she makes or the score in the movie. In terms of the score, we're working with an amazing composer. His name is Will Bates, and we're coming up with the score that we feel is really going to complement the beats that we hear, even though it's going to contrast with the beats. We were fortunate enough to have the musician, Burner. Him and his team are making the beats that you see Raquel make in the movie.
One of the main actors or actresses is actually a musician in this film. Besides providing that record for the film, we're actually providing a full soundtrack for the film, feel like films these days kind of stopped coming out with like powerful soundtracks. We got a lot of Latino artists, underground artists, and I feel like this film is a lot of Latino-driven talent, so I wanted to kind of bring that same vibe to the soundtrack, which came out pretty dope.
Because music is such a critical part of the film, working with the right kind of musicians was absolutely essential. And so we've been incredibly fortunate to be able to work with someone like Werner, who brings not only the music, but a level of sort of authenticity, a worldview, a sensibility, all these things that are exactly right for this movie. And I think the contributions that he's made to the film through his performance, through his original soundtrack, through the fact that he's executive producing, all of those things have really made a huge impact, and I think have really helped elevate the material.
My creative process for the music was pretty simple. I light a big ass joint and I smoke up and I started thinking about what kind of sounds are going to fit the film. And a lot of music is kind of made out of emotion and love and trust and betrayal, and definitely karma is a big part of the sound. And the film is kind of gritty, it's kind of eerie, it's kind of grimy, it's a little street, it's kind of edgy, so I wanted to kind of bring that kind of vibe to it. Also make a soundtrack that would kind of pop in the streets and resonate with the streets as well. A couple of like good melodic songs that were needed to kind of fit the female audience as well, because with the most powerful actors or actresses in the film is a female, so I wanted to make sure that I was able to provide something for that audience.
From the production, the actors, the crew, to the post-production, all of it is people who are actually really supporting work that they believe in and not necessarily getting paid probably with their work.
I've witnessed people who I've just met, who I've known for 20 years, and who I've been an acquaintance of 5-10 years out here in LA or even in New York or wherever, pour their heart and soul into this film.
It was a refreshing set to be on, seeing like a lot of Latinos in the mix, and just being around our people and just watching them create and watching them build together and network and exchange phone numbers and plan to build for the future outside of this film. So a lot of good networking happened. It's just really cool to see.
It was a female-driven lead from the actor's perspective, but to have, I think, almost all, if not all, of the heads of each department be female as well was incredible.
It was super important to me and the team to make sure to hire the right people for the job. So the camera crew, the lighting crew had a multitude of genders.
It's been such a great thing to experience, like having an intimacy coordinator who's queer and knows about transmasculine folks. It's like such a welcoming, refreshing experience.
While it's really exciting to see this kind of representation in front of the camera, I think it's also critical that we get this kind of representation behind the camera. And that was always something that was very important for us and a real goal.
Big inclusion means to me that it's whatever you see on screen is more real to life.
This is a crime movie, neo-noir, but we're exploring, the human psyche. We're really trying to create dimensional characters that have dimension. Even though this film has a cast full of people of color, its themes are universal.
Good stories deal with themes that are universal. They deal with love, betrayal, the desire for revenge, rejection, the idea of fate, belief in karma. All of these things are things that a lot of us have wrestled with, and the hope is that by putting them into a story like this, we can find something that a lot of people will respond to and get enjoyment from.
It doesn't matter the skin color, as long as the person is depicting a realistic representation of what that character is.
There's definitely a sense of community on set. There's a sense of also like pride that we're doing this, and as a family, we're all working together.
There's not enough words to express how it feels to be able to accomplish a film like this. With all the friends that I have that are super talented, for anybody who's ever had a dream, this is the ultimate. This is the ultimate.
It doesn't matter what the people look like in front of the camera, and you can make an audience of any creed connect to it.
It's a different type of feeling once you get on UPS package, we box it and get it sent off. We divide the funds, invest in what we spend on alkaline waters at 40 degrees Fahrenheit. I ain't used to rocket sights, it's just what I like. Used to sleep up on the floor, so I don't take it light. Never had a pair of mics, but I just might. Last shorty I sent home, but you could spend a night. Hotel got jacuzzi, might just let you do me in it. I like rocking on my jewels, cause I feel Gucci in them. Keep it close up on my denim, case we gotta send them. Big body all black, shorty caught it venom. 20 bands up in the center, 10 on Andrews. I got shorty up top with the white sandals.